He teaches the spirituality which enhances the human values such as love, compassion, and enthusiasm. It is not limited to any one religion or culture, hence, it is open to all people. He feels spiritual bond we share as a part of human family is more prominent than the nationality, gender, religion that separates us. I, on behalf of the Chamber of Tax Consultants, welcome Sri Param Pujya Guruji. Thank you. Mr. Shailesh, please come and say something.
परम पूजनीय गुरुजी श्री श्री रविशंकर जी को मेरा शत शत नमन। मंच पर उपस्थित चैम्बर के प्रेसिडेंट श्री हितेश भाई, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट श्री अजय सिंह भाई, पास्ट प्रेसिडेंट एंड एडवाइजर श्री किशोर भाई, ऑफिस बेरर श्री पराग वेद, डिस्टिंग्विश्ड गेस्ट एंड फ्रेंड्स, आप सभी को के बिहाफ में मैं गुरुजी का इस माणिक जयंती आवासीय पुनश्चार्य पाठ्यक्रम में हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूँ। एवं गुरुजी, हम बहुत ही गौरवान्वित हैं, महसूस कर रहे हैं कि आपने यहाँ पधारकर इस रूबी जुबली रेसिडेंशियल रेफ्रेशर कोर्स की न सिर्फ शोभा बढ़ाई है, बल्कि हम सबको आशीर्वचन सुनने का सौभाग्य प्राप्त हुआ है। ज़्यादा समय न लेते हुए मैं पुनः आपका स्वागत करता हूँ एवं श्री अजय सिंह से निवेदन करता हूँ कि गुरुजी एवं उनके सत्कार्यों से हम सभी को परिचित कराएं। गुरुजी के पावन चरणों में शत शत नमन।
गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरु साक्षात पर ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुदेव नमः. This is my privilege and honor to introduce Guruji to this audience. A renowned humanitarian and enlightened spiritual leader, the ambassador of peace and a pioneer of the popular art of living. Let's welcome Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji, who is also popularly known as Gurudev, to our 40th Ruby Jubilee RRC celebration. But before I invite him to enlighten us, let me share with you some of the facts about Guruji. Guruji was born in 1956 in southern India. At the age of 4, he was able to recite Bhagavad Gita. Guruji has been conferred with numerous doctorates, to be precise, 15 across the world. Guruji has been presented with Padma Vibhushan in January 2016. He has been named as a powerful Indian leader by the Forbes magazine. Guruji is the first Indian spiritual leader who has been invited at Pakistan, and he has also opened multiple spiritual centers in Pakistan. His NGO is closely related and working with UN on various projects across the globe. He has founded the International Association for Human Values to coordinate sustainable development projects, nurture human values, coordinate conflict resolution in association with art of living. The Sudarshan Kriya, which is extensively taught and practiced across 152 countries in the world, was founded by Guruji. Today, this Kriya is popularly used as one of the most important practice for meditation and yoga. His vision of stress-free, violence-free, peace-loving society has united millions of people around the world through service projects, courses offered by the Art of Living. His work has touched the lives of millions of people of the world beyond barriers of race, nationality, and religion, and the message of one world family. And supporter of spirituality, committed to betterment of the society, Guruji has dedicated his life to bring about a positive change in the society. It is difficult to sum up his greatness in few words. With great honor and a standing ovation, I request you all, let's welcome Guruji and to bless us and enlighten us today. May I request Kishore Bhai to present our shawl and to Guruji. May I request our President Shri Hitesh Shah to present a moment. Chairman Shailesh will present a moment. With this, Guruji, the stage is yours. Please enlighten us. Guruji will start with lighting of lamps.
ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानेकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये। जब लोग बहुत स्ट्रेस्ड हो जाते हैं तो या वो धर्मगुरु के पास जाते हैं या टैक्स कंसल्टेंट के पास जाते हैं। तो एक लिहाज से देखने से आप और हम एक ही काम कर रहे हैं। जब लोग बहुत तनाव में आते हैं तब कहते हैं इट्स सो टैक्सिंग। When tax means something which is so burdening, which is stressful. That's why the colloquial, saying is when things are very tough, oh, it is too taxing. पर आपका काम है वो टैक्स को भी जरा हल्का होने के लिए कैसे लोग अपना जो देना है समाज के लिए वो दें और जहाँ बचत करना हो बचत भी करें, है ना? Am I right in my understanding? So, तनाव जो है आज दुनिया में सब जगह फैल गया, घर घर में। पहले इतना नहीं था, आज तनाव एक भगवान की पद लेने के लिए चेष्टा कर रहा है, तो उसको रोकने में हम सब लगे हुए। सर्वव्यापी भगवान के अलावा कोई चीज़ आज देखते हैं तो वो तो तनाव है। बच्चे तनाव में रहते हैं एग्ज़ाम के लिए, युवा तनाव में रहते हैं जॉब या प्रोफेशन को लेके या शादी को लेके, फिर आगे प्रमोशन को लेके लोग तनाव में रहते हैं या बिजनेस बात को लेके तनाव में जूझते रहते हैं। फिर ये सब हो जाए तो बच्चों को लेके तनाव में रहते हैं। तो एक तरफ से देखा जाए तो जिंदगी भर कुछ ना कुछ तनाव लगा रहता है। इस तनाव से मुक्ति जब तक नहीं मिलती है तब तक व्यक्ति खुश नहीं रह सकता, जबकि जीवन का मकसद है खुश रहना। You know, anybody does anything because they want to be happy, isn't it? If someone is wanting fame, why? They think fame gives money happiness, or wealth brings me happiness. But are they really happy? This question people often fail to ask themselves. So, you are on a bus without knowing where the bus is going. जहाँ अपना गाड़ी ले जा रहा है वहाँ जा रहे हैं, ऐसा एक हालत पैदा हो जाता है, तब उनको गाइडेंस की आवश्यकता है। तो द गाइडेंस आई वुड से इज लुक विद इन, सी लाइफ फ्रॉम ए बिगर पर्सपेक्टिव। इसमें मैं कहता हूँ 3 C। There are 3 C's I would say. The first C is have a cosmic vision. Expand your vision. See life with a bigger context. This is first C. If the context is small, then your vision is very limited. When the context becomes bigger, your vision automatically becomes bigger. When your vision, your awareness is expanded, most of our problems they get solved. First C is context. The second C one have to see. Now let me go a little more deep in depth of the first C. See your life in the context of time and space. In this vast universe, our planet is a minuscule particle in this vast space. In that, our life is hardly 80 years. Billions of years have passed on this planet, and our life is nothing. It's only 80 years, or 90 years, or 100 years. Half of that we spend in sleeping. So you can only measure the rest half. If someone lives, suppose for 80 years, 40 years they spend in the bed. 10 years they spend in bathrooms and toilets. 10, 12 years we spend in eating. 15 years we spend in working. And if you really see how much time a person spends being happy, hardly 4-5 years. So when you see from this bigger context, you wake up. And what we are stuck is about our relationship with people. There are 6 billion people on this planet. And how many people we know we interact? Handful of people. With them we have friendship, with the same people we have enmity. So we go around in a small circle without realizing the magnanimity of our existence. Context, increase the context in our life. First C. The second C is commitment. People who do not have commitment in their life, they are like vagabonds. They have no stability, no direction. Commitment is that bank of the river which makes water useful. Suppose there are no commitment, it's like flooded water all over, it's good for nothing. when the energy is directed in some direction, it's like the water directed in a particular direction becomes river. Otherwise, energy is so scattered, it's like the muddy pools, flood-like situation where there is water but good for nothing. You have energy, but you have no goal, no direction. Then commitment. Here, I would say two commitments people will have to look into. One is commitment for oneself, one's family, one's immediate needs, and another commitment for the nation, for the world we live in. And the intelligence is to balance these two commitments. If you neglect your immediate surroundings, family, then you will make some people unhappy, and you will also be unhappy. At the same time, if you are only stuck with your little family, small circle, and do not think about the nation that we are in, society we are in, we can never be happy, I tell you. People who are just focused on their own family, very selfish, they are not happy. They are not at all happy. You can make a survey of it, you will find that they are even more tense, more unhappy. So these two visions I'm talking about a family man. For a sannyasi, for a monk, there is only one vision only for the nation, for the world. But for a family, grihastha, he has to balance his family duties, have a vision for, his own son or daughter, or wife, or children, husband, and all this. They need to do that. Though Mahatma Gandhi was so committed for the nation, if you see from the eyes of his own children, he was not a good father. If you see from the eyes of his wife, he was not a good wife, he was not a good husband. So we need to learn this lesson that we need to balance between our commitment, personal commitment to the commitment for the world in general. So commitment, the third thing is compassion. It's a compassion which brings life force in us, which brings जीवन में रस की मांग सबको है, मगर वो रस लाती है करुणा। हमारे में करुणा नहीं है तो वो मनुष्य नहीं है। मेरे दृष्टिकोण से तो इनको बहुत सीरियस प्रॉब्लम है, समस्या है। मनुष्य नहीं है और बीमार ही समझो। जिसके दिल में करुणा नहीं है वो इंसान नहीं है, वो बीमार है। उनकी बीमारी के इलाज की जरूरत है। तो कॉन्टेक्स्ट, कमिटमेंट एंड कंपैशन, 3 C's we need to develop, and anything that can bring these 3 C's in our life is spirituality. देखिए हमारे देश में अकाउंट्स को भी हमने अपना परंपरा से जोड़ा है। पता है कौन पहला अकाउंटेंट? चित्रगुप्त। सब हिसाब किताब रखना, ये सब हमारे देश में पहले से मान्यता था। सिर्फ मनुष्य के स्तर पर नहीं, देवताओं के स्तर पर भी कोई हिसाब किताब रखने वाले होते थे। उधर भी कोई टैक्स नहीं होता शायद। कंसल्टेंट तो वहाँ पर भी होते थे, अकाउंटेंट तो वहाँ पर भी होते थे, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट। चित्रगुप्त। दुनिया को हमने 2 चीज़ दी है भारत ने, एक तो शून्य और दूसरा अनंत। ये शब्द किसी और धर्म ग्रंथ में, किसी और संस्कृति में कभी था नहीं। अनंत माने infinity and zero. These are the two important things without which mathematics cannot move an inch. So we gave this to the world, but unfortunately world does not recognize that today, even today. Even today, भारत का जो देन है, दुनिया इसको नज़रअंदाज कर रही है। People don't talk about this in schools and colleges. This is the great Indian culture was there, civilization which gifted these things. They talk about Egypt. They talk about Greek civilization, Egypt civilization, Romans, but hardly they speak about the gift of mathematics to the world by Indian civilization. This is because we ourselves are not respecting our tradition. जब हम अपनी चीज़ को हम सम्मान नहीं करते, दूसरे उसको सम्मान करना भूल जाते। तो इसलिए हम कहते हैं कि आप लोग ये जो रिफ्रेशर मीट कर रहे हैं, हर साल करते हैं ना, तो इसमें आपने योगा भी रखा है। हमें बहुत मुझे खुशी हुई है। आजकल 20-25 साल पहले कोई कहते थोड़ा योगा करो, लोग कहते थे अरे ये तो हमारा कोई बाबा जी करने वाला, हमको बाबा जी थोड़ी ना बनना है, योगा करना है। इस तरह की एक एटीट्यूड था। आज वो एटीट्यूड बदल गया है। ऐसे ही जीवन ही एक कला है। जीवन में कैसे प्रसन्न रहना, सबको अपनाना और हर मुसीबत की परिस्थिति में भी मुस्कुराहट के साथ आगे बढ़ना है, ये कला हमें सीखनी है। The world today has recognized GDH, gross domestic happiness. So not just gross domestic GDP, but you need to focus on GDH also. It's not enough to see that a country has enough wealth. You need to see whether the wealth is producing its end result, that is happiness. The purpose of wealth is to bring happiness. And if wealth does not bring it, it is a cause of misery and death, then that wealth is not in track. It's not fulfilled its purpose. जिंदगी भर पैसा कमा के अपना स्वास्थ्य बिगाड़ कर बैंक में रख के मर जाना, यही नहीं है जिंदगी का मकसद। और बच्चे उस children today, they fight over inherited properties, not what they have earned. 70% of court cases, I was told, are all about inherited property from their parents. So those children who are very happy playing with each other are fighting today because of the wealth the parents have created for which they struggle. Half the health they spend to gain wealth, and then that wealth is causing so much